Hi. Episode 4, the BofA pod, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's go.
BofA link up. We all used to work at BofA together.
We still do.
John and I still work together.
I don't, unfortunately.
Not yet. Maybe we'll get a return offer, dude.
Hopefully, we'll see.
But yeah, man. It was. We actually miss you on the trading floor.
I miss you guys, man.
Yeah.
It's there's so much shenanigans there that I don't have in my new job.
It's never a dull day.
Yeah.
Long days, but never a dull day.
It's the highs are much higher at BofA, but the lows are also much lower. So
Yeah.
you know.
It's a good way to put it. The highs are very high, but yeah, man. How are you enjoying Onyx so far? I feel like we chatted about it a little bit earlier. But
Yeah, it's a good job. Everybody kind of does their own thing. It's more like they're just work-life balance, which is something I haven't experienced yet. So that's nice.
I remember when I used to work, like, sell side is much like, I don't know, more collaborative, especially on the trading floor. Like, people are chatting all the time. Everyone's, I don't know, mingling. You're coming over by our desk. I'm going to your desk.
100%.
Yeah. And then on a buy side firm, it's a lot more like individual. You're thinking a lot more, doing a lot more individual work.
Yeah.
But each has their own strengths.
Yeah.
But yeah, John, how are you enjoying BofA? You've been here for
Just over a year now. A year and 1 month. I would say I'm loving it. Took, a few months to get used to the pace.
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody kind of accepted me now, a core member of the junior class, I would say, and it's always a blast, man. Making money for the bank, think about
creating shareholder value.
Yeah,
Yes,
shareholder
sir.
value.
What
Dude,
you
we
have
were
been
put on
trying
this
to do.
planet to create shareholder value.
Driving responsible growth.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Driving responsible growth.
What would you like the power to do today?
I don't know. But so dude, it's kind of funny. We were in New York City, and like the CEO of Bank of America comes to give a speech to like the new analyst class in 2022 when I just started.
Yeah.
And he's walking over to the stage, and on his way to the stage, he like is holding a mic, but then he stops, turns to a girl who just joined BofA, and he asks her like, "What would you like the power to do?" And she's just like, what would I like the power to do? And he's like, what would you like the power to do? And she's like, I don't know, help the world. And like, I just
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That poor girl.
Yeah, that's a good one.
thinking on her feet. It's such a random question.
Imagine you just started your job and the CEO just comes in and be like, "What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Kevin would
Why
be
are
like,
you here?
I'm here to make you money, sir.
Shareholder
I'm here to create shareholder value.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's jokes. How was your training? Did you have a good
Dude,
time?
it was a blast. I had a great time.
Yeah.
We stayed at the Hilton.
Yes.
Where Luigi shot the guy.
Dude, it's the same Hilton that Luigi shot the
Yo.
UNHCO.
Yeah. Dude, New York for like 5
Rest in
weeks
peace.
free. Dude, we was going out every night.
Yeah.
Kind of hang out with the starting analyst class. I would say it was a good transition area between school and work.
Yes.
Right? You kind of still got that school vibe, but you were slowly transitioning to a more corporate setting.
Yeah.
You're talking to a lot more corporate stakeholders, etc. So honestly, overall, I would do it again. I honestly wish they can do like every year we go back and do like a month of retreat, but obviously can't do that, right?
I would love that.
That would stimulate the New York economy.
Oh, 100%.
Imagine every bank did that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were in New York? Because you and I did the same training program, but like separated
Two
by
different years, right? Yeah.
But they would give you like a prepaid Visa card. They would pay for your hotel.
Oh my
they would
God,
give you a
sounds like a
salary as
dream.
well. And I was still losing money. I'm like, what the hell is
I
going
spent
on
so
here?
much money there. What's the craziest thing that you bought with your prepaid card?
Okay, so with my prepaid card?
Yeah, where that cannot be disclosed.
Cannot
You
be
guys disclose it?
disclosed.
Okay, done.
No comment. But
next
the craziest thing
topic.
I bought in New York was probably before he was a controversial figure. Kanye had a Donda clothing set that dropped.
No way.
It was in Times Square in the Gap.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
dude, you went into the Gap and it was so full of people, and you had like different bags, like one giant industrial bag full of hoodies, one of them full of pants, long sleeves, t-shirts, and it was pretty penny for sure, but it was like $300.
Wow.
Yeah, but I had to get it.
Damn.
It's fire. It's one of those black hoodies with the dove on the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
one of those.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I bought a fucking camera. I was in the phase of taking a lot of pictures. I bought like this fucking camera for like $200, $300, and don't use it that much now. But it was fun. I didn't really care. I should have, but I don't think I'll get it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Any travel plans coming up?
Yeah. Are you going anywhere?
No, I'm going back to school, man. So I had nothing planned. John's got a few exciting plans though.
I do have a few exciting plans. Going to Cancun in like 3 weeks.
Nice.
Little Cancun trip with
Yeah.
the boys.
Guys from from school?
from school, Waterloo Men's. And I might do later Asia, Chinese, Japan trip to end the year off.
Are you gonna go? Oh damn, China. China.
Honestly, I
Oh,
feel
wow.
like by like November and December, you know, the trading floor is like in the QB nail position. Like there really isn't that much going on.
Yeah. And why would you say? Because people are hunkering down.
Yeah, I would say you know
Yeah.
lock in your target for the year.
Your P&L.
Yeah, you don't not a whole lot to do.
What was that joke with like B of A made like a ton of money in 2024, like our options desk, and so they just hunkered down for the rest of the year. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that true?
they just locked in their gains.
Yeah, apparently.
Because like I guess you have your own book to manage, but if you made a ton of money already on your book, then you don't really want to like make markets at all.
Yeah. Play safe for the rest of the
No,
year. So
no new
relax.
risk.
Early vacation.
Small
Early
flows.
vacation.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're going to Shenzhen?
Doing Shanghai.
I'm knowing a couple of names to be
Okay,
honest.
what's all the Chinese cities that you know?
Chongqing.
Oh, Lord.
I've learned Shenzhen. Shenzhen.
Okay, that's one.
Okay,
Cut
that's
that
one.
Beijing.
Okay,
Ooh.
what am I
Look
from?
at that.
What's the name of that super futuristic city? There's a super futuristic city.
I think that's the city I'm from. It's like in between Beijing and Shenzhen, right?
Possibly. I don't know the geography, but I just see it on TikTok where it's like
Guangdong.
it looks like is that what it
No.
is?
It's. Are you talking
I'm
about the
thinking
one?
Shanghai. What are you thinking? Are you thinking?
I was thinking Guangdong.
I was thinking Shenzhen, but he already mentioned it.
Yeah, you're
So I
kind
don't
of
know.
low-key already. Yeah.
Yeah,
China is like super futuristic.
it is.
Dude, there's some crazy stuff going on there.
Yeah.
I heard like a lot of the stuff is like automated, just like robots everywhere.
Damn.
That's what I heard. Like AI's everywhere there. Like imagine going shopping and you like have like a AI shopping assistant. It's
No
like
way.
a thing.
That's pretty nuts. That's
I haven't
pretty nuts.
went back in so long, but from like people who went back and then just comparing my experience when I was there versus like what it is now, I'm like from the backwaters. It's like I'm like 100 years behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I went back when I graduated a year ago, and last time I went was before pandemic, before I started university or after I finished high school. So that's 5 years, right?
Yeah.
And I cannot recognize that thing. Like
Yeah.
they had new fucking highways up. Everything is so different, and you know it's insane how fast. they
Yeah, the
move.
development there is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't
gotta
know what
go.
to say. I'm like speechless. It was
We
just the
need
time I
to
see
get
it.
them come over to Fifth Arlington
Yeah.
and all the potholes
Oh
and
my
shit.
god.
Yeah.
10 more years for that?
Light rail? Never.
Never.
I'm saying never.
Never.
They said they were gonna open this year, like 2 years ago, and now they don't even say like a completion time anymore.
I know Mr. Trump is beefing with China right now. Like America's beefing with China, but hopefully like they stop beefing and they start peace and good friends again.
Well, like
Because I'd love to go and like what I mean. And I feel like China. Is it true that China's been like closed off to foreigners for a while, like since COVID? Is that what
It's they're really open back.
They're
now.
open back now.
But like
Recently they had-
during the pandemic, it was like super bad.
yeah, it was really bad.
It was really bad, but now like they want you to go and spend and boost the economy.
right?
There's this new visa policy. You go to China for like a week.
I forgot 3 days or 7 days,
It's 3
and
days
you
or
don't
7
need
days,
need a visa at all.
Yeah.
Wow. Because we hosted our conference, the Bank of America conference in China.
You probably
Really?
went, actually.
It would have been cool to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in select cities only. It's in Shanghai, Beijing, and one other.
I think Shenzhen. That's where the conference
Shenzhen
was.
probably.
Yeah.
It's one of those like
I just find
tier
it
one
funny
cities only.
Because the conference was hosted like I don't know, they booked it like months ago, but then America put tariffs on China,
Right.
and there was like a trade war,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh,
then
man.
Bank of America sending people to China to host a conference, and you're like, I guess like yo, we come in peace, like
Yeah, that's so
don't
funny.
hate us.
Unfortunately, the name Bank of America, there's like no way around it. We're just,
Yeah.
No way around it.
we're just kind of labeled the enemy.
Like
there.
JP Morgan, you can kind of get by. Citibank, you can kind of
that's just
get
a guy,
by.
you know. That's a historical dude, you know.
You might as well go as Merrill Lynch at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
Like
you have to
Merrill Lynch
pretend,
can get
yeah.
off.
Speaking of Merrill Lynch, we should not have dropped Merrill Lynch. Like that
Dude,
is
that's
such a cool
sick
name.
B of A, Merrill Lynch.
Yeah.
Merrill Lynch has so much more aura than like
Than
Bank
BofA
of America.
Securities?
Securities.
Yeah. Oh.
No, like I still go around telling people I work at Merrill.
Yeah,
Like technically, I work for Merrill Lynch Canada, right? So
exactly.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they tried to like rebrand BofA Securities to be like the capital markets, and then Merrill to be like the wealth advisor.
Right.
Yeah.
They, I
Which-
think that, yeah.
We also had like one of the best logos of all time.
Oh, 100%.
The bowl.
The bowl.
Yeah, the bowl.
The bowl
Iconic.
is
Oh man,
so
what are we
much aura.
doing?
Yeah.
Now we got the square or rectangle,
Yeah.
whatever thing.
Well, Niko, let me
Someone in
tell you
marketing
this.
was doing too much.
Yeah, no, that's too much. But let me tell you this: if you're down for like a 2-week Asia trip, you
Yeah.
spend like a week in China and then maybe a week in like Japan and shit.
I would do China, Japan.
Done. Let's
I
do
would
it
do
next
it.
year. How
I
about
would-
next year?
I'm down. I would do
Okay.
Tokyo and then
Yeah.
China. I don't know. I'm trying to see. Where
It's
are you
okay.
from? Shanghai.
Shanghai, yeah.
I'll put you on. I'm from Shanghai too, but I know all the.
John's
we could
actually-
make-
John's
it'd be like a
actually from
speed
Shanghai.
trip.
I'm like fake from
Yeah.
Shanghai.
We'll go to the. I'll only bring you to the top cities, like the nice ones.
I'm
We'll go
down.
to the nice ones.
Yeah.
You know what made me want
Or
to
those
go a
are
lot
nice
is
ones.
watching Speed go through China. It's like, this is
Yes.
so sick.
Oh, that was
Yes.
such a good.
Yeah, that was such a good trip.
Yeah.
Such a good Instagram post too.
He's got aura, man. Like he just goes places
Yeah.
and just does his thing, and it's
He
great.
has the right energy. He's generally a nice guy. You know.
He's
like,
pretty respectful.
interesting
Yeah,
guy. Yeah.
Even though he's a little crazy.
Yeah, you gotta come with us, man.
We'll see if I have time.
Yeah.
I mean, you will be on your grad trip, right? Honestly, if you can
Yo,
swing it,
maybe
pull through.
maybe we've got to do it in like before June. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we can.
I'm down.
Nico, let me. We do like a Tokyo, Osaka, Fukuoka, like a week, and then
Ooh.
Shanghai, Beijing, Shanghai.
Yeah, I would be down for
Shenzhen
this.
for a week.
Yeah,
I'd be
2
so
weeks.
down for
2 weeks,
this.
bro.
Dude, it will be insane. We can maybe even start like an Instagram page of travel.
Because he
log.
actually knows his way around.
Like,
Yeah, you know your way
most
around,
country,
too.
I know my way around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Little Japanese, I can speak it
He'd
now.
be a good. Yeah, dude. He would
Yeah.
know how to get
Yeah,
around. He'd know the good
you know that
spots.
stuff.
I feel like working in Tokyo would be interesting at BofA.
Dude, that'd be so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we have a team there that's like quite big. Like we have a lot of people in Tokyo.
We do.
BofA.
We
Yeah.
do.
And I
What-
work with them quite frequently.
Last time I was in Tokyo, I linked up with a guy in the equities research team. He do
Okay.
electronics for our research in Tokyo. A Japanese guy, very chill. We got shisha, and then we just caught up. And
That's
Shisha
awesome.
in
That's
Tokyo.
awesome. That's
shisha in
awesome.
Tokyo was insane.
Yeah, that's
Yo.
awesome.
It was so sick though. And like, honestly, I feel like working, like, I wouldn't want to work my whole life in Japan, but I would do it for like a year
Yeah.
or two.
That's true.
Right.
I also feel like it would be a sweat because people in Tokyo answer emails. I'm waking up at like, I don't know. I'm getting messaged at 11 a.m. on a Friday.
Yeah.
Tokyo time, that's like, what, 10 p.m.,
Yeah.
11 p.m.?
Yeah.
It's like 12 hours
working
difference.
Asia, like capital markets in Asia, you're so
never
you have
unplug.
to answer to the U.S. people, right?
Yes.
So
You
you're
do.
always working. Kind of
Always
sucks,
working.
you know?
It is. Like Hong Kong's the base for us.
Yeah.
So Tokyo people like kind of answers to the Hong Kong people.
Yeah.
Obviously Hong Kong people answer to New
New
York.
York, and it's cooked.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't like, I don't know. The work-life balance will be like screwed. But you know what? Those cities, like no diss to Toronto and like North American cities. I feel like those Asians, they're so much bigger.
Yeah.
And there's so many destinations around it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
There's
in
so much to
Toronto,
do. There's so much to
There's
do.
so much to do. Like in Toronto, I mean, you go to New York. I mean, it's still a North American city. It doesn't have the same like.
Yeah.
Aura.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like New York, I go to a bar, maybe a jazz bar or a comedy club for the night if
Yeah.
I want like not going out. But like in Japan or China, I can there's like comedy, but there's also like tea party, like all those kind of shit. That's like different.
Yeah, there's both the Western stuff
And the Eastern
and
stuff,
the Eastern
right.
stuff too.
It's
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Man, I would love to go. Have you, like, I guess, like, AM PM is, like, what the closest bar to... Have you been to AM
Oh,
PM?
I have.
Yeah.
NPM's more a nightclub, but it's chill though. It is fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
We will make it happen.
I went there for my buddy's birthday, and it was good.
Pretty
Yeah.
sick, huh?
Yeah.
But back to Japan, I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah. Would you ever go to like a maid cafe?
A maid cafe? What's that?
Dude, it's like they dress in like maid costume, and then it's kind of weird. I feel like it's kind of cinematized. I was like,
Well, when you describe it, it sounds really weird.
it sounds really weird.
It's either you know or you don't know.
That is true.
But it's like they're just dressed up as like
Yeah.
a maid, and that's
It's-
the servers.
That's jokes.
Yeah.
We're coming by your offices with a Japanese company on Thursday.
Yes. I'm excited.
one?
I'm excited to see you.
Hitachi.
What do they do?
They make like these giant, dude. They make giant like construction like trucks that put like a bunch of rock in it, and then you kind of like for mining and for construction. Like I don't know, like there's like wheels sometimes on these trucks are like bigger than Kevin. And Kevin's
Oh,
like
fuck.
a tall guy. It's insane. But yeah, we're coming with them on Thursday. They always Japanese people are like corporates are very funny because like I feel like they love these business trips. They come, they meet a couple investors, but they really like they book their own reservations for lunch and because they just like want to try out and they like traveling and they like trying out different food spots and they always come in big teams. I find Japan corporates like
How many people are coming?
It's usually like one person from the company that comes, like IR or whatever, but it's the 2 people from IR, then an interpreter, then maybe someone else. Maybe
once you start getting the interpreters and stuff, and then there's a lot of people.
I feel like it must be fun for them, right? Like it's like a trip in itself. They're here to try out different shit.
You guys should do more business trips.
Yeah. I want to.
But like, there's like, I guess I can see why there's no need. But it kind of sucks. Like, you guys should go to New York and just to know like what.
We're in New York on Friday, actually.
You're going to New York on Friday?
Yeah, on Friday.
That's so sad.
Wow, that's awesome.
Flying in, I'm going to go to Brooklyn Storehouse. So we're flying in. I'm going to go to Brooklyn Storehouse Friday night, Saturday. Link up with a couple B of A people. Go out. Yeah. And then on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there's like an Asia conference in New York.
Oh, right. You told me. It's already June. Wow.
Yeah, it's quick.
Time flies.
Are you there for a client? Like some of your clients are there?
Client event.
That's sick.
But yeah, I'd say what are like, so in terms of like, you know what I was reading about this morning is like the whole stablecoin thing, and like I was gonna ask you guys,
Lord,
like,
yes,
since we all work on a trading floor, like, what are your guys' best investments or best ideas here now? We're not giving financial advice. Get your own financial advisor, but like this is I guess personal commentary.
Personal, yeah. Well, I'll let Kevin to start off. I feel like Kevin has a few interesting plays.
I got really dig deep to my playbook. I mean, Google, yes, I love that company.
Yeah, I love Google, dude.
Yeah, Google's a great company.
Dude, it's 18 times price to earnings.
Yeah.
It has the best #1 AI model in the world, better than ChatGPT.
Yes.
And really? Is that proven?
Yes. On the leaderboards, it overtook ChatGPT recently.
Yeah, recently.
And then it's rolling out a bunch of new features. And then in August, there's like there's a ruling on the anti-competitive behavior. So I feel like if that gets out of the way, then I think
it's
the stock's
just the
going to fly.
DOJ, man. Only the United States government can stop this company. And that must be a good company.
That is true. Only the DOJ can fucking single-handedly take Google down.
Yeah, that's true.
You used to do a lot of like GameStop call strategies, right?
Right. I kind of move away from that. I feel like for me right now, at a high level, I'm heavy on cash, heavy on liquidity. I think
it's actually not a bad idea, because
it's a great idea.
Dude, I think right now we got into a really good spot with China. Like, we're kind of friends again. We're doing this 90-day deal and negotiating.
Yeah, but that one reporters though,
there's a tweet last week.
100%.
My God,
yeah, ruined everything.
Yeah, like from my view, just more.
That was so dumb.
Yeah,
Trump always chickens out.
Like,
You're telling this guy.
Why would you tell the guy?
Yeah, a day later he tweets like, "No more Mr. Nice Guy." Like, we're back in China.
Yeah.
Like, did you fuck you?
That person actually is kind of stupid. Like, why would you say that?
I don't know.
It kind of ruined everybody's trade.
It ruined everybody's day. Now Trump's gonna go crazy, and we're kind of screwed.
Like, he is the president of the United States, like whatever. But like, dude, he is the kind of guy who like would take the shit personally and just.
100%.
Yeah.
Trump's the kind of guy that would do that.
Yeah, like, oh, you think I chicken out? Well, fuck you, China. Like, I'm about to put like. So anyway, I'm thinking that because China might partially concede to America, whatever they ask for, they might fully concede. But I think they more likely partially agree to market access and buy more stuff from America. And so if they partially agree to, some of the Trump's demands, Trump might be like, I'm not getting 100% of what I want. So instead of it being like 30% tariffs that it is right now, it might be like, you know what, we're moving back up to 50 or 60.
Oh, man. And then we start the cycle over again.
And that market goes right back down. So I feel like we actually I feel like we're right here.
I feel like there's more downside than upside in the market right now. Yeah. Right? Like, we are close to start of the year where the market was at high. And even before this whole Trump thing, we kind of knew that companies was trading at 25 XP in S&P 500. So overall, I don't know how much room there is left to grow. Everybody was so euphoric when Trump go on for the animal sphere or whatever. But now we realize that he's much more fiscally budget driven, and he's not afraid to do a lot of those trade stuff with likes of China and European Union. So to me, we're at a sweet spot to maybe take off some position, hold cash, and then if Trump do anything stupid or more crazy market dynamics, you have the opportunity and the liquidity to buy in for cheap. So that's how I'm positioning at a very holistic level.
I agree with John in that way.
I like the cash play too. I think cash is probably a good thing to hold.
Yeah.
Just because you never know like what tomorrow holds.
Yeah.
It's like, well, tomorrow Trump could tweet something and the market destroys itself, or Trump could tweet something and market blows up upwards and everybody makes money. But either way, there's so much risk.
Yeah, and especially like where we are right now versus 2 weeks ago is we just had a massive rally, and Trump is just starting now to turn sour on China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, given those two things, I'd probably say like I could see it going down. I don't like it going down, obviously, because like my whole portfolio, I'm like balls deep in stocks. You know? So like I don't like it going down, but I'm just trying to like.
I don't think anybody likes to go down.
Yeah, everybody wants a good market,
Except
right?
hedge
Like,
funds.
Except for hedge funds.
yeah.
What happened here?
I think your screen just locked.
I think
Just
See me,
fine.
you have an auto lock?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
Yeah, I just wanted to do it every
We're back.
20 minutes.
But yeah, I don't know. Aside from hedge funds, I mean, like, you know, like this podcast, a lot of my friends from home and a lot of friends from whatever like watch it. But because we're in finance, like a lot of people don't know what hedge funds are. But they make money when the market goes down too.
They make money off of volatility.
Off of volatility, yeah.
Just if the market goes up a lot, they make a lot of money. Goes down a lot, they make a lot of money.
And there's also a lot of different kind of hedge funds, right? I think we kind of need to clarify that. There are your, long short, equity long short. It's kind of like a value play, but on equity, relative value play on equity. And then you have your macro, which I guess Ideal is a little bit more.
Yeah.
They do more interest rate. They have a view on the economy. And then you have your likes of more algo, systematic trading, those kind of stuff.
Systematic.
Yeah. And
There's the true crazy ones are like algo or not algo, alpha, like pure alpha generating. That's
alpha.
when you see
That's
like those
your
crazy strategies.
Distressed dad or special situation, events
Special
driven.
situations.
All those kind of hedge funds are sick. And, all their trade ideas are pretty insane. Look at Elliott. They would take 10% stake in BP oil and try to, get your man in the board, do a lot of turnaround and fix up. And to me, that's very interesting.
It is interesting.
It is
like
super
the activism.
interesting. Like
I think the activism is definitely what, like, could you see yourself in a hedge fund one day?
Oh, yeah.
I could see myself in a long short would be fun because I cover long shorts. They basically would bet like, I don't know, I'm going to go long like McDonald's and then short like
Burger King
or QSR. And then you try to make money that way. But I think since you do computer science, I feel like your hedge fund world will be more like quantitative.
Well, I think that a lot of these, every single hedge fund, like no matter what pod you are, they use a lot of computer science these days. Like coding,
100%,
look at like relative value and but I don't even know what exactly they do. But I just know they use a lot of programming. So anywhere I end up is probably good.
Yeah. Who do you guys think? Who's your guys' favorite investor? Like, if you could pick like Bill Ackman or Ray Dalio or like one of those like legends, Warren Buffett, you could probably throw them out there. But honestly, I guess you guys go first. But there's so many of them to choose from.
Jim Cramer.
Jim Cramer. Shout out Jim Cramer.
That's so funny.
He's a good guy to listen to. Just do whatever, do the opposite of what he tells you to do. If he says go buy the
100%.
stock, you go and run for the hills. You sell that stuff.
I feel like for me, for my PA or the skill I'm at, I really like Peter Lynch. He used to run the Fidelity
Magellan
Fund.
Medallion
Great guy.
Fund,
Invest in what you know. I feel like if you're a small investor, that's the guy I want to follow. However, if I were a big hedge fund guy, billions of cash we could play, Carl Icahn.
Yeah.
Carl Icahns.
He's a funny, he has so many YouTube videos. Remember the iconic CNBC fight with Bill Ackman?
Oh, yeah.
Carl Icahn and Bill Ackman on CNBC.
The debate, right? The crazy debate that they were like going off at each other.
Just attacking each other. Carl Icahn's like, Bill Ackman's he's the kind of guy in the schoolyard who would like cry and whine and go to the teacher and tattletale on you.
What a guy.
On live TV.
Yeah.
That's the point I want to get in my career, where I can argue with some other like big investor on CNN and get made into a meme.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Carl Icahn does a little bit more takeover stuff than Ackman. Ackman do more activist stuff, and I like Icahn a touch more.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah. I like, honestly, Warren Buffett, we have to mention him because he just had his last annual general meeting.
Yeah.
And it was such a sad moment. Because the whole stadium, he had a stadium full of people that just stood up and was giving him like a standing ovation.
Well deserved.
It was well deserved, man. He started off the speech by saying like the time has come, and everyone just started standing up and like, I honestly, it almost brought tears to my eyes a little bit because like we went to business school and like growing up, like you want to kind of be like Warren Buffett was the Michael Jordan of investing in a way.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
He was the GOAT. He is really the GOAT of investing.
The ultimate, he's just the ultimate value guy. He just knows what value is.
And
he does.
If you look at his track record, most of his wealth are built in his earlier stage. Like, sure, his money multiplied much more because how big the notional was when after 50. But when he was young, his 20s, 30s, a lot of his stocks were up 50% a year, 100% a year. The ability for him to find those value picks, underappreciated stocks are insane. I feel like, it's something that all of us are trying to learn, and it's just not easy. It's very hard, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you think it's become harder nowadays to make money in the market?
100%.
Because there's so much money and managers and investors and all that kind of stuff. Ken Griffin was talking about it.
I think there's less alpha but more beta.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, okay.
Maybe that's my
exactly
take.
it.
Yeah, because everyone's 401k is kind of being poured into, S&P 500. So by default, you're holding that. You should be okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's since like everybody has like all these quant strategies, there's a lot more liquidity in the market overall. So it's always it's harder, I think, just because of that. Yeah. I think like whatever you do, it's like someone's probably already done it because everybody's kind of in on this now.
True. John, you've been here for like a year, over a year in Toronto.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying it so far?
Dude, Toronto's so nice. I feel like there's good side and bad side to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I spent my college year in the city of Waterloo, which is a small town compared to this, college town. And likewise, I feel like Kingston where you spent your undergrad, similar. And to me, the fact that, in Waterloo, I kind of go out with the same group of people. I kind of go to that one of the 5 bars there and I know everybody. it's a good vibe. Yeah. Whereas here, maybe it's much more dynamic. There's so many good food and nightclub and bars I can try. And it's never the same. However, I don't feel that I have as much of a deep root here than my college years. So it's a good and a bad. But overall, I'm from a scale of 0 to 10, I would say I'm like a solid 6.5 to a 7 in terms of liking it. So I like it.
I agree with the same. I honestly, I like it. It's growing on me. It's definitely like hard to adapt because in college years you'd wake up at like, I don't know, 10 a.m., 11 a.m.
Fucking
now we're waking up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
What time do you wake up, by the way? I wake up at 5.
At 5:45.
5:45, yeah. It's tough. You're waking up when it's still dark outside. You go to work. Yeah. But what's your morning routine? I think.
I kind of wake up at 5:45. I would pre-made my rice and egg. I would eat that. Kind of hit the gym. I'm actually swimming a lot, preparing for a half Ironman.
When are you doing it?
I'm gonna do it in March in San Diego next year.
Wow.
Oh, going to San Diego for a while.
I haven't booked it yet, but I'm like 99% sure I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
So I get a few laps in, and then come back. Usually I just shower at the gym, come back, change, eat a little bit more, protein shake or not, and then get to the desk by 7.
Nice.
Wow.
How about yourself, Niko?
I wake up at 5, and then I just like reading the news in the morning. Like I wake up, I have like The Economist is something that I check every day, Globe and Mail, Wall Street Journal, and then I kind of just go through Bloomberg, and then I actually like reading the news, kind of gathering information of what's happening because I think it's important to just kind of have an idea going into work. And then I get to work at like 7, and then then I read a bit more about BofA research, and then when the morning notes out at like 9:30, then I start chit chatting, calling Kevin, calling clients. I like being on the phone a lot though, to be honest. I find it very energizing. Like I don't drink coffee anymore, but I love being on the phone.
Yeah.
Just good for you. Friday, I actually called Kevin.
That's so funny.
I was like on Friday I called. It was Friday, right? I think it was Friday. Yeah. But on Friday I called Kevin, and I was like, Kevin, what's going on over there, man? He was like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, Onyx just got kicked out of the MSCI. Like, what is happening? Are you guys asleep by the wheel over there? And Kevin was like, no, man, not at all. I didn't even see that article. I'm like, dude, where are you right now? He's like, yo, I'm at St. Lawrence Market.
What? Why are you at the market?
I'll come for lunch.
Okay. Fair enough.
I was like, Kevin, 1 month in, and you already, ship is sinking, man.
Yeah. Oh, man. I was like,
Onyx already kicked out of the MSCI.
I was so confused. I was like, what do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
Like, I opened my phone and I started like looking for this. I'm like, I don't see this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's so funny. Niko, what's your after work routine? We kind of get off at 5:30, 6. 5:30. What do you do after?
I usually go to the gym, or I go to swim.
Really? You swim as well?
You swim
Where
too?
do you swim?
Yeah, I swim in my building.
How big is your pool? 25 meters?
20. Some guy in the sauna said 23 yards.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Okay, that's around 25 meters, right?
I think yards are less than meters. I don't know. I don't even believe the guy in the sauna. The guy in the sauna had no idea what the hell he was talking
small,
about.
Right?
I'd say it's about 20 meters.
Okay,
my
20
personal
meters,
judgment.
That's not bad.
And then I do like I don't know, maybe like I do some swimming, and then I maybe go to the sauna. We have a sauna too and a steam room.
Yeah.
Swimming sounds nice actually.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. And I like running too now that it's warmer outside.
We should get a couple runs in. Let's do a run club.
I'm down.
All right, done.
The one,
done.
dude. We have the Bay Street Run Club, man. We can do that one.
Yeah, we can.
The Bay
I'm
Street
doing a
Run
10K in 2 weeks.
Oh, you are?
I'm doing the Under Armour 10K.
Wow, let's go.
Niko, join in.
You know, it's really. I feel like you'd be fast.
I used to be fast. I've gone a lot slower now.
Kevin. Kevin's a big baller.
What kind of sport did you guys play in high school or college?
Did you water polo?
Oh yeah,
you were
did
water
basketball.
polo. Yeah,
Water
you were
polo
great at
guy,
water polo.
yeah.
And soccer early on.
Sick.
I played badminton, but honestly, I never did like sports.
Who's better at ping pong, you or him?
Oh, I'm terrible. I'll lose.
I think I'll be a little bit better then.
Who's better at ping pong, you or Grant?
I think Grant.
Oh, Grant's too good.
Grant's
Grant's an absolute beast.
Grant's actually the good at like golf and ping pong and all those
he's
kind
so
of
good
shit.
at golf. I wonder how you get that good. I want to get better. I don't know where to learn though.
It is fun. Golf is such a fun sport.
Yeah, I love golf. We got to go to the docks. But by the way, I didn't ask you. You're from Vancouver. Like, how are you enjoying Toronto so far?
Oh, dude. Toronto's so different. Like, Vancouver there's so much more nature. I miss nature, by the way. I don't see mountains in the horizon. It low-key feels like it still feels wrong. But the city vibes it's more of a city. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't want to say soulless, but kind of like, just get a little bit soulless. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a city.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's a city.
Yeah, it's a city.
I don't know if you guys watched the Lord of the Rings show. And anyway, I forgot what's it called? Rings of Power, I believe.
Rings of Power, I didn't watch.
But the Amazon one, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
You were big. I knew you were big into it.
I loved it a lot.
Yeah.
But there's like the elf world is like basically paradise, and then the elves come to like the main world to basically protect it from evil. And like all the elves want to go back to the real world, to the elf world. Yeah,
that's literally
that's Vancouver, and this is like Toronto.
Yeah, this is the real world. I think the problem is that I associate with the city with like school and work, and I associate with Vancouver as like home and fun.
Right.
So like mentally already, that's Toronto's already taken the L.
True.
Yeah, man. CCNL though, man, they got a lot of money over there in Vancouver.
That's
true.
One can hope.
Yeah.
One can always hope.
Niko, do you miss kind of Kingston or college
Do you
days
miss
at all?
Ottawa?
I went to Ottawa recently, like I say, like 3 weekends ago, and it was so much fun. I gotta mute this stuff too, but I actually miss Ottawa every now and then. It was just such a good time, dude. I gotta mute this here, but
You want to pause it?
Yeah.
Do it real quick.
He's spam, dude.
yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Sean. Shadow Sean.
Shadow Sean. Okay, there we go.
All right, sick.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I miss Ottawa though. Every now and then, because I go back to Ottawa. I went out like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just had a really good time in Ottawa, and then I saw my friends. It was good weather. I have a backyard in Ottawa. Speaking of backyards, like backyard in a home or condo. Like, could you guys see yourself living in a condo later down the road?
Hell no.
Or is a condo like a 24, 25-year-old thing?
Yeah, I feel like
It's a young person's thing.
Yeah, it's a young person's thing.
By the time you're like 35, you should probably, I don't know. Okay, housing is like impossible.
Yeah,
it's
in
bad.
Canada, but
I have a feeling
Like,
that housing
ideally-
has come down a lot. Do you guys think it's a good time to buy in Toronto?
Not right now.
No.
No. I think there's still more room to go.
I think
You think so?
It's
yeah.
still a buyer's market. I think you will. wait,
Everything's
yeah.
so overinflated right now. Like, you gotta remember, like, housing was like this is like let's say this is the normal level.
Yeah.
It ballooned all the way to here, but now we're like here.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
there's so much room to run before we get to the right
Yeah.
level.
So funny story. So I'm like leaving. I have 2 showings today. One at 4, one at 5. Because like I'm living in a 3-bedroom. I'm renting, and then we're all like moving away. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe buying in like August.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's one of them that I'm viewing today is the Chocolate Company Lofts.
Where's that?
It's
where's
over
that?
by Trinity Bellwoods.
Oh.
Oh.
Like you walk out of the door and you're basically facing Trinity Bellwoods. So like beautiful area.
Great bars there.
Great bars there.
Yeah.
And it's just a very lively place. Like a lot of people, on the park drinking, having fun. The only thing I don't like about it is like it's a studio.
Right.
Oh, that's really small.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Is it 2 floors as a loft or 1 floor?
It's 1 floor.
Nah, I feel as a loft you kind of want that two level setup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
bedroom
yeah.
on top,
It's interesting.
kinda.
A loft, you're right. The definition is either a 2-floor setup or an industrial turned into residential property.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the other thing that I was looking at is a thing on Portland. It's right next to Ruby Soho.
Oh, nice.
And Ruby Soho is like, I consider
bad
that.
memories of that place.
Yeah, I know
Oh, yeah, that one
exactly.
night, yeah.
I know exactly the unit you're talking, the apartment you're talking about. Because
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And it's close to Cherry's. Like, I mean, I find Ruby Soho to be the center of King Street because, like, to the right, you have Public Gardens and you have, like, Silent H and all those, Barrow. To the left of it, you have, like, laissez-faire, locals only,
Right.
Earls. And then you have Cherry's Hideout nearby. But
Yeah.
I think
Those are not bad spots.
not bad spots.
Yeah.
Pretty fun spots.
Oh, yeah.
What's
And
the
it's
damage,
right
though?
there.
What's the damage looking like?
So right now I'm looking at it. It's like it was 780,000 for
Yeah.
one bedroom, and then it went down to 740 because they couldn't sell.
steep,
And it's been on the
man.
market for like a month now, and it hasn't sold at 740.
Okay,
Someone listed off a unit in the same building for 699, and it got delisted. It expired.
Okay, so you're gonna lowball them at like what, 500?
I
No.
was gonna lowball them for like 650. I'm thinking.
Really, I was thinking 680 maybe.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you lowball them at 650, it's kind of disrespectful. 100K
Yeah.
lower.
That's what I'm thinking too.
But 700, it's like they might actually hit your bid there.
Yeah, I think so.
If you do 700, hit your bid, so like 680 might be a sweet spot where they kind of talk to you a little bit and kind of can't.
But that's why you gotta go at 650.
Nah,
So you get the 680.
Yeah, yeah.
that's kind of true too. That's
Yeah.
Okay, look, it's a buyer's market right now.
it. Really is.
So you have the power. They don't want you to look for other places.
That's true as
So
well.
just
That is true.
And I'm gonna frame it as like, look, like I'm moving out in August. I'm considering it, thinking about buying a spot, but also like, I don't know. I feel like properties are very inflated. They're like less inflated now, but like I could also rent out very similar properties for very like
What,
very
like
good price.
2.5 a week, a month, right?
a month. And like this would cost me like I don't know 3.5 in like payments. Like it's quite a lot.
No, honestly, I think you still rent.
Yeah.
Low key.
I think I still rent.
I mean, okay.
I
The thing
think
is,
rent's a move.
the thing is, you buy it now. You're gonna have to, unless you plan to live here forever, you have to sell at one point.
Yeah.
Or I don't think the investment is gonna like. Okay, people keep saying like housing. It's like, it's gonna keep appreciating. I don't know.
Not condos.
I don't think condos. No, I don't think.
Especially
yeah.
downtown Toronto condos. Like, sure, it holds value, but it's not going to appreciate like crazy.
That's what I think too.
Yeah. What I did was I was looking at houses too, and I just, all the apartments around us, I kind of look at their listing, what the current owner bought it at, what price it listed at, and how long they have been listed. Dude, there's like more than 50% of the owner, they bought it like maybe in, 2017, 2020. They start selling at 2023, maybe 200K, 300K more.
Yeah.
But now 2 years, they haven't sold and they dropped their price. Some drop by 100K,
dude,
some drop by 250K. Like, it's bad. And if you think about it, this whole fucking, like, your whole condo, anyone can list your unit and you're like a core competitor, right? There's no differentiation between your unit and your unit, assuming that your unit size is the same. So you don't have a leverage, and the person buying your home is paying like $500 of maintenance fee at least. At least. For this, it's like $500
yeah,
condo
that's
fees
true.
are tough.
right?
Condo fees.
So it's like, if you think about it, the carry on this trade is negative, right? So I wouldn't.
It is negative carry.
It's negative carry. I wouldn't touch it. I honestly think maybe you want to save a little bit up to buy like a good enough house for like 1.9, 1.2 in the Hyde Park area. That would be,
what about like a townhouse?
yeah, as long as it doesn't have a management fee, I feel like it's a good move. And honestly, if you guys are handy, like, dude, fix that shit up, right? Do a small turnaround. Like, I can't do manual labor at all. I'm just not good at it. But like, if you're good at it, I would totally do it, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe buying like that loft that I was talking about.
Right.
I have a third viewing tomorrow, and like you could do some work on it, like some manual
Really?
labor.
Nice.
Like, you can renovate it a bit more. You can maybe change the floor. The flooring is very old. Blah 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 blah.
That'll be like
But-
a fun project.
It would be a fun project.
Yeah,
But
after
it does
work.
take a lot of time, though.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Are you good with like physical stuff?
I am, but I also similar to, like construction. I did like a third year. I tried to do like a construction thing in third year.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it was like a real estate thing and the real estate market crashed like 2022. It's been down since.
Right.
But I did like construction a lot. I also do like tinkering with tech a lot. Like
You love your AI stuff.
yeah,
Right.
I'm building. Yeah, I love my AI stuff. But then again, like I don't like getting sucked into like a very lengthy long-term project and trying to do everything myself because of cost is just the wrong way to think about it. And you really need to, maybe outsource and delegate a bit more.
Right.
Because you were working like very long hours.
Yeah, that's true. The job's tough too.
It is. I feel like it's hard to do like a physical project on a house working our job. Like you don't get that much time.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
the weekdays.
true.
We work like almost 12 hour days.
Yeah.
And then we come home and then what? I'm supposed to fucking renovate my house for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking about doing the beaches.
Oh yeah, over there on the east.
Yeah.
The beaches,
Nice.
like by the distillery.
No, like more.
Oh, even more, eh? Wow.
Dude, I would say, Kevin, I don't know if you've been to that area of Toronto, but it's like basically like a long beach.
Yeah.
And then above there is like houses that very much remind me of Kingston, where it's like very green. People are like on the porch just hanging out, playing the guitar.
man, I
like
haven't been to that area.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I know one of the VPs on the desk live there.
Oh,
Heard
wow.
good things about it. Phil.
Oh, no way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we should go check that area out to
Yeah, man.
grab dinner on next weekend or something.
I'm
right?
down.
I'm so down. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's
Now
do
that
it.
it's summer,
Yeah.
A few patio beers.
Yeah.
I would love a patio.
Right, we get some Italian pasta, kind of just yap, right?
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
Speaking of Italians.
Speaking of Italians.
Speaking of Italians. There's a lot of Italians here in Toronto.
There is.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised.
Why is that? I saw
I
they
don't
were
know.
in-
Why is that?
I
Yeah.
figured they would be in New York.
I thought they would be in New York too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Enchilado.
Yeah.
Give me a gelato.
Speaking of, do you have any sake in here?
I don't. Sake?
Yeah.
I don't. I have,
Tsingtao?
no, I have
No,
whiskey. yeah.
that was
I have-
terrible.
Tsingtao.
I only drink Tennessee whiskey, man. I'm a country guy. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Hennessy
yeah,
whiskey.
baby.
Tennessee whiskey.
Tennessee whiskey.
Do you want? You want some?
I don't know.
I got some whiskey at home.
That's a whiskey shots, three of us, or too early in the day.
It's not even 12 yet.
Not even 12
so
yet.
it's 12, yeah, so-
This is ultimate day drinking.
I thought about it very hard. Honestly, I was very
tempted. But I'm
tempted.
like, you know what?
It's okay next time.
You gotta start at 1 at least.
Yeah.
Come on, like.
Well, if we do like a late PM episode, we'll do it.
Oh,
Down.
yeah. 100%.
Come to my place. I'll get the Sapporo. I'll get some sake. I'll get some
Qingdao.
Japanese Qingdao.
Yeah, Qingdao. He
Chinese
loves
Qingdao, yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of, if you guys were giving advice to like your younger self, like,
Right.
now that you've been in Toronto for like over a year, like, is there anything that you've learned that like you would tell your younger self, like, any good advice that you would give? Like, what's your advice for the younger generation, as School of Hard Knocks would say?
Wow.
Whoa,
That's
whoa,
a
this
deep one.
is deep,
That's a
bro.
deep one.
Okay,
Yeah.
like to me or to
I gotta
like
sit up for this one, yo.
yeah, me too, dude. Like to me or in general, like to
Just
some.
I guess like in general to the youth, like, what is
To
some
the youth.
advice that you'd give?
Do you want to go first? I need to think it.
I can't do anything to Niko. What do you have in mind?
Yeah, let's hear your choose, Niko.
I'd say number one, I find that more often than not, and most of the time, like, things tend to work out.
Wow.
And as long as you stay positive, you work smart, you do the right things, and you stay hoping things work out. I think things generally tend to work out. And so I know a lot of people our age tend to stress out, not knowing what to do,
Oh, they love the stress. Yeah,
and it eats them up.
That's true.
And most of the time, things work out for
Sometimes
you.
I stress out too. Like
I
I
stress out
understand.
quite a
I
bit,
understand.
too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I agree.
That's good advice.
Yeah,
Keep your head up and keep working, dude.
it's a big
Don't
one.
give up.
Yeah,
Never quit.
Never quit.
never quit. Never ever
Yeah.
fight. Never ever give up. That's good.
Fight. I
How
love
about
it.
you?
Good Trump impersonator.
I think, like, just like, I don't know, envision yourself doing bigger and better things.
Yeah, good one.
That's just like, that's the main one. Just like that's what I did. I think it ended up decently well for me. But just like always like, don't be like, I don't know. Just always have a goal in mind. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be like a big goal. It could be like a simple one. Just be like, hey, I want to work on more this year, or like I want to get a better internship this year, something like that. Just or you could even be like, hey, I'm gonna finish my homework early. Boom.
I remember how
There.
persistent you were, because we were in a tough job market, and you kept saying like, "How can I find an internship?" And you kept working, and then you ended up finding a pretty good internship, a very good internship.
Yeah.
For,
So
That's good. Good on you, man.
yeah, man.
yeah, thank
Dream,
you.
dream
That's
big
persistence.
and work for it.
Drink big and work for it. That's
a good
exactly
one.
it.
I feel like for me, perhaps you guys talk about dream at work and vision. For me, I feel like, as an adult, if you want friendship, relationship, or connection, you have to actively put work and effort to it.
Yeah.
In
Amen,
school,
amen.
before this point, I was in college, high school. All that friendship came naturally because we see each other every day. We were at the same library, cafe, classroom, it was very natural. I had a ton of friends, but once I started work, I realized, it's different. I don't see them every day, and everybody's weekend is busy. And if you want to maintain a friendship with this person or this group of person, you need to be the one that proactively texts them, checking on them, and say, hey, let's grab dinner, let's grab a drink, let's catch up, what's going on. And to me, during this 22 to, let's say, 27 transition age from, young adults to full-on adults, this is something that I feel like maybe people will overlook and think, it's a transition that you kind of never have to deal with before. And to me, if you want a friendship or maintain something, you have to put much more effort to it.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
Actually, I've speaking about that. I've realized this. Maybe perhaps a little too late. It's just like, I need to do this more too. Like, just think about like my connections back in Vancouver as well.
Yeah.
Like, just check up on
Reach
them more.
out, right?
Yeah.
FaceTime,
yes.
FaceTime, call, even a text message just to show that, hey, like, how's it going, dude? Been forever.
I'm trying to do that.
100%.
Yeah, just hit them with a, hey, what's up? Catch up call. I hit them with a catch up call question mark.
Yeah.
Most of the time they're down.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. For people who are trying to break into finance, like, what would you say? I mean, we're all kind of in different roles right
Dude, I
now.
haven't made it yet. Technically. I have to wait. I wait for the return offer.
Your foot's
I'd
right in
say
the door.
as a student, you're quite a successful student. I mean, you've had two great internships. Mm-hmm. You've also made it.
Yeah.
I don't know. My piece of advice would be it's just so underrated how important networking is. I think it's really underrated. I mean, it's kind of like
networking.
Networking is important.
I agree.
And also having a stock to pitch, especially like in my role, I think really helped me stand out, because my job is to try to get the analyst or the PM a good idea that can make them a lot of money in like 6 to 12 months. So I'm like trying to constantly think of ideas of what stocks to buy. And if an intern or if a student is like pitching me an idea and I think I really like this, it shows me that he's thinking about stocks, and like we're trying to make money for clients. And so if a student is showing interest in the stock market by picking a stock that's a good one, then I'm like, okay, this kid is obviously, he gets it.
Yeah.
So I'd say pitching
100%.
a stock. I pitched one in my interview as well, and I think that's what really helped me stand out.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow.
I feel like for me, go ahead.
Sorry, just to throw what you pitch in your interview.
I pitched Score.
Oh,
like the the
Is it traded?
sports?
It got acquired.
Sports gambling.
It got acquired by Penn.
Wow, that's hilarious.
nice. Wow. What was the thesis?
It was basically that like online gambling and sports betting was in the early innings, like inning 1 or 2.
Right.
It was gonna get like legalized in every state.
Oh wow,
And then in Canada as
you're
well.
right.
Yeah.
You're right, man.
But why not like DraftKings or Penn Gaming?
Because it was the only one in Canada.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha,
so
wow.
it got bought by Penn.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Good for you, man. Wow.
John, what about you?
I feel like for me, all my finance, in networking is very important. However, I feel like I kind of network as well, but I'm not too good at it. And all my interviews, whether it was this one full time or my previous PV internship in LA, a lot of it just came from applying. And what I found out is, when the opportunity comes, you have to be ready for it, in a sense that, I have my grades up, I have a good previous internship, I have extracurriculars in finance clubs or, other stuff, right? And when the opportunity comes to interview at a big bank, a big firm, you have to be prepped. And a lot of times I realize the fact that I'm constantly prepped for different finance interviews allow me to, I guess, learn another area of finance fast. The real estate PE one, I learned that shit in 2 weeks, and then right after, into a fixed trading, learned that shit in 2 weeks. Like a lot of it is once you have that finance, groundwork, it becomes very. You just add. It's almost like you're a truck and you can modify it.
Yeah.
You add different kind of specification to it. So I guess always be ready for an interview. Will be my.
That's
thing.
a good one.
And it kind of goes similarly to what Niko said, that it's like networking. You need to be ready to throw an elevator pitch if you're in the elevator with a fucking Jimmy Diamond or a Bart Moorhead, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's very true. And like it's also, stock pitch is a way to show like intelligent, is to really just show that you're intelligent and that you have good
you're
reasoning
thinking
skills.
about it, you like it, right? You can't just say, I love
true.
finance without a stock pitch. Like, do you really like it then? And another
Exactly.
thing I would say about finance, which is super big, is as much as it is what you know, it also matters who you know.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah. Who you know,
Facts.
bro? Who
Okay,
you
what
know?
would you say?
Manage your own account, man.
Manage your
Dude,
account.
yes.
fast.
Yo,
That's
Yes.
a big one.
You gotta
That's a
manage
big
your own
one.
account. Like,
What do you have in your account right now? I mean, you guys have mostly cash, right?
I have like 50% cash, 10% Robinhood, and then
Hood.
like 30%
Hood man.
United Healthcare.
Oh, you bought United Healthcare?
Yes, we bought it. I
The
bought
greedy
it for cheap.
capitalist that he is.
yeah.
I bought it for cheap. Luigi, fuck you talking about?
On the last podcast episode 3, I was talking about how like Luigi couldn't. You're not allowed to kill anyone, but like he really did shine on spotlight on like corrupt practices.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
an
know.
issue.
And I'm
It
sitting
is
at
an
work
issue.
thinking, you know what? Like
it's-
the stock is kind of cheap now, though.
It-
The
dude,
stock is so cheap.
But I don't wanna-
It's,
buy
it's the
it.
biggest healthcare insurance provider in the U.S. Plus, they're like the
PBM.
a section,
Yeah.
and they're trading at 11x PE.
I do agree in the sense that they might be corrupt, but I do think there's a place in the world for a healthcare insurer.
Yeah.
And as the largest,
Yeah.
you have scale advantages. And so when they get the corruption, once they clean up the company, like there is a good spot in society for this company. Because
Agreed.
they need it.
Agreed.
It just might take a while because there's an investigation into Medicare fraud, which
Yes.
probably is.
They
is what
have
happened.
quite a few fraud allegations. Let's just put it that way,
They're
right?
pretty.
But fundamentally, if you're in that let's say insurance healthcare space dealing with people's lives, you are like it is a litigious industry or litigious industry, right? You are getting sued all the time and you're suing people all the time. It's part of the job, right?
Yeah.
In my
Yeah.
opinion.
Kevin and I were at King Taps speaking with a client about UNH. You remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
And he was telling us about all the drama happening, like basically Luigi and like, you know, the investigation and like how their lawyers at UNH were winning 95% of the cases against people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, who are they hiring? Like Harvey Specter? Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
They got Saul Goodman, Mike Ross, Harvey Specter.
They got all the all-time greats.
That's so funny.
95%.
Yeah,
The dream
dream
team,
team.
bro. Donna's the secretary.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like-
God. Louis Lynn is the backup.
Yeah. Like I'm not sure if you guys watch like the show Billions and House
Yes.
of Cards. Dude, there's so much shit going on in the background.
Yes.
Lobbyists,
Oh, man, we-
different stakeholder. Like obviously I don't want to get like I don't think I'll survive in that world, but it's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Right?
Dude, there's one in Toronto that's kind of like a Billions, like Bobby Axelrod and his hedge fund Axe Capital. But there's one in Toronto that's like Anson Funds and like just like the lore I'm hearing about this guy is that like he has like a weekly party. He has a big house, big mansion, and he has a place in Muskoka, and he has like parties every week. And he's just like this hedge fund guy who
Wow.
Really,
Yeah,
eh?
It's like,
wow, that's
it's
a
cool.
That's pretty nuts.
I don't know him too
Yeah.
well, but like pretty cool fund. I think we're gonna start covering them soon. But
Nice.
Okay, wow.
Well, let's shift gear a little bit. Talking about Harvey Specter and different TV shows, any shows or movie recs for us of lately?
I don't know. You guys go first. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find a new one actually right now. I'm trying to watch Andor maybe.
You know what? I really want to. I haven't watched anything lately, but I want to watch Severance. I've heard only good things about it.
It is. I watched it. It's super fun.
Yeah.
We'll recommend. It's
Yeah.
it's very dystopian,
eh?
and I feel like
Yo, you made a funny joke at B of A. You were like, "Oh, this girl from work asked me what's up," and then you were like, "Oh, like I don't. She's my outie. Like I don't even know." Like, what-
yes, so KB, starting out with me, she said hi to me in the lobby, and I obviously I always have my headphone in, and I looked straight, so I didn't see her or hear her, and she after she came up, she was like, "John, you just ignore me." I'm like, "Oh, that's my outie. Like I don't know you," and I, like she's not spoiler alert, but she spoiled a little bit in the show. The context is, once you're at work, you go down the elevator and then they do a small surgery in your brain that you become severed. Your brain becomes partitioned into two parts, and then your inner work self kind of gets turned on, so you don't know anything about outside of work. It's so dark, but it's so good. It's so good. And then I just throw that joke. I had to throw that joke out there and say, "Oh, that's my outie." I don't know shit, man.
Yeah, I was just thinking about memories. Like, what are you guys? This might get out of hand a little bit. But what are you guys' favorite memories of us going out or having fun at B of A? Like some of our best memories together.
Oh man, dude, there's so many. There's so many good ones.
There's so many good ones.
There's so many.
Like with this guy, I have a couple. I
Yeah,
definitely
you
have
have
a
a
couple.
couple?
Yeah, dude.
Christmas party was a
Christmas
lot.
party was all time.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't go out as much because one, I was in New York when you guys were like going out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
last year.
true.
So I don't remember a lot.
We went out to the ROM museum. That was funny, man.
Dude, the museum was.
ROM After Dark?
Yeah.
I should have pulled up, man.
Dude, we had a client event at the ROM like last Friday, 2 Fridays ago.
2 Fridays ago?
We had a client event at the ROM, and it was me, John, and a couple clients, and you basically dress up. You got a suit going. You kind of just dress up fancy, go to the ROM, and there's like different bars on every. So there's like a bar on the first floor, a bar on the second floor, and the mineral and whatever. And you just walk around, you drink.
I need to go.
It's so fun.
How
Wait, is
often
it?
does it happen?
Once a month. Once a month.
Wow.
Wow.
And then, man, you just walk around, have a couple drinks, talk to your clients. There's a dance floor that kind of got active.
Nice.
Yeah, I've never been to the ROM, and the ROM After Dark sounds like a perfect time.
It's perfect.
Perfect
Sounds
first time
sick.
visit.
Just indulging in some alcoholic beverages with your friends and
Yeah, just, you know.
And dinosaurs.
Look at the art, you're like,
engaging in some stimulated discussion over art.
Cheers to that T-Rex.
Yeah.
Shot.
That's so
There's
funny.
literally T-Rexes, people in T-Rex costumes dancing.
Really?
Yeah, it
That's
was.
awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that for a job. I feel like
that'd be
it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
crazy.
Kevin and I had a funny story though. We were like, we had a Christmas party, and Kevin and I had like a pretty big go night. We went to like Two Cats after.
my
We had a
God,
steak
this one.
dinner with a client at like
Fuck.
midnight.
Really?
And
Yeah.
then we came back to my place because Kevin was going to Uber to his because it was halfway.
Yeah.
And Kevin and I dabbed him up in the lobby. I go up the elevator. I get to my door and I forgot my keys. I couldn't get in. And so Kevin, I'm thinking, is on his way to because he ordered an Uber. And I'm on my way down the elevator, and I get back to the lobby, and I see that Kevin ordered an Uber, but he fell asleep. And the Uber's like outside, and the Uber just canceled on Kevin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, Kevin, wake up. He's like,
I was dead asleep on the couch, my phone like this.
yeah.
That's so crazy.
I'm like, yo, Kevin, wake up. Kevin, wake up, man. We
Thank
gotta go
goodness
home.
you went down, eh? Like,
Yeah, I would have to pull it up
if
to-
not, then Kevin would have been there for the rest of the night.
Yeah,
Fuck.
man.
Yeah. It's a Thursday night too,
It's a
so
Thursday
I would
night,
have
too.
to.
That's
I would
pretty
have
nice.
seen Niko Friday morning. He was like,
Oh,
what are you doing here?
It would have been like
That's
Friday at 6.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday morning, I'm like, yo, Kevin, we gotta go to work, man.
Nico, you have to bring me to more client shit, eh? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, I don't know the role on the clients I don't cover. Like, I don't cover clients. I'm a trader, but like, I would love to
Do the
go to
client
that
events,
shit. Yeah.
I like throwing them. And then honestly, clients also like meeting, I mean, like going out with us, but they also like meeting other clients because they can discuss trade ideas.
Yes.
There was there was at the ROM, there was a client who was short a stock
Yeah.
and a client who was long the same stock.
They're arguing.
So they were arguing.
Oh, that's
and they
great.
were like,
I remember.
It was a bull and bear debate.
I
in the ROM.
love hearing.
And then they pull up the stock chart, right?
Yeah.
Is
And
it in their PA or for their co?
For their fund.
Oh,
So
fuck.
I'm not going to name any names
Yeah,
or
yeah,
no
yeah,
stocks.
we can't.
So
Yeah.
they whipped out. So they whipped out Bloomberg on their phone and started like looking
And started discussing it.
technically and analyzing.
Keep in mind, like 5 years deep, like very stimulated discussion.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
they
we want
made
too,
a ton
right?
of money.
That sounds great.
Fuck. And like I obviously see the research that like ourselves and shit send us, and they constantly host client nights where it's like 5 different hedge funds.
Yeah.
And they just like get dinner with like our head of linear rates, and then they just throw ideas around. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The linear rates traders from New York, dude, by the way, New York people, when they come from New York to Toronto, they're just a different breed.
Really.
They're different.
Like, what do you mean by different?
First of all, they have like this energy to them where they're like
Aura?
They have aura, a little bit of aura. They're like very chatty. They're chatty. They have like that typical New York salesman vibe, depending if it's a salesperson or a trader.
Yeah.
If it's a trader, I find that they're just very crystal clear in their thinking, and they really think about like how, they just think about stuff in a different way than Toronto people would. For example, like in the macro conference, we had a linear trading guy come from New York City, the German guy.
Okay.
And I'm like fucking impressed by this guy. They were asking questions, like very tough questions about like Trump's in office, what's going to happen with like bonds and yields and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And from like one thought after another, you can follow this guy through and through. Like this guy's isn't just word vomiting.
Yeah.
He's like telling you like like he understands the market better than I think a lot of people do.
But also he's
And
like
you're going
the
up against
head.
that guy.
He's the head of like linear rates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I
he's
know
like-
who you're talking about. Yeah.
And he's not that old of a guy.
No, he's like 30 something.
Yeah.
He's like
What?
37.
30-something.
Yeah.
He's very young. He's very young.
Wow.
And the guy is like
That's crazy.
Like, I feel
Stud.
like manage your own book versus manage a fucking desk is so much different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You need to have your own ideas, but at the same time, you need to let your traders to take their positions too. Like, I feel like, sure, with a lot of years of work, I can be a good trader, but I don't know how I can be like a head of a desk because I'm letting my man take risks. At the same time, I'm also like, I'm also like not stressed about it.
Yeah.
Right?
You really gotta like trust your people.
I mean, it's a people's business, right?
Yeah.
So kind of you gotta know someone. I think that's why it's so important to hire somebody.
sure.
What's your book like?
Like my PA?
Yeah.
My PA's cooked. Thank you, Trump.
Wait, it hasn't bounced back yet? I'm fully back.
I'm not fully back.
Fuck.
I'm still down. But
Kevin is you're an interesting
Dude,
investor.
Kevin
dude.
didn't buy the dip, man. Kevin.
I've made a few blunders. I'll say this year.
Kevin's interesting investor though. He some of it will be like very growth. Like I think you own Nvidia.
I do own
but then
Nvidia.
you'll also own Intel.
I do
you're
own
a value
Intel.
guy.
Yes.
What
But
the
then
fuck do you
sometimes-
still own Intel?
Value.
Value.
Actually, you know what's funny about Intel is like my thesis is like dried up at this point. I should resell. And
You know what a value trap is?
okay, I'm dead ass.
But yo, the
Okay,
CEO,
hold on,
the new
listen,
CEO
listen.
joined.
Yes, the new CEO joined, and they're like doing this turnaround story that I
Right.
thought would happen, and I thought
Yeah.
the market would react positively to that, and it all happened, and I didn't sell.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing? I should sell,
Yeah.
but I just never submitted a sell request, and now I just hold it because why not?
And-
It's a
are
lazy
you up or
position.
down?
That's a lazy
You're
position.
up, right?
I'm up, but not a lot.
A tiny.
Yeah,
True.
I used to be up like 20%.
Honestly, with Intel, I could see you just honestly. I would wait it out because we have a new CEO. He actually might do something by spinning off the fab or spinning
Yeah,
off.
people like
Yeah.
you don't help with my sell thesis.
I feel like as an intern, you just gotta sell your non-core business. Like,
Yeah.
Sell your non-core
Yeah.
business. Focus on. You don't have the leading edge chip, but focus on your key chip that drives a lot of cash flow and have good margins.
Yeah.
Sell it to the refrigerator that uses chips. Sell it to the washing machine.
Yes,
yeah,
you'd
right.
have to go like it won't be leading edge as you said, but it'll
Yeah.
be like more trailing edge.
If they-
perhaps.
If they spin off their foundry, which I think it's possible at this point, I don't know.
Sell
What
that shit to
percentage?
Taiwan Semiconductor.
Yeah,
right?
they spin
Like-
it off or sell it. It's gonna be great. It's like
By the way, what do you guys think about all these like jobs coming back to the U.S.? Do you think that there are going to be people that actually do these jobs?
I think, and honestly, I'm bear this. I don't think it will work out for you guys.
Why?
I think when people talk about like they want jobs, I don't think they want to be in like a manufacturing plant. I think they want to be like at Google,
Yeah.
working 30
yeah,
hours
yeah.
in a week, making
like
200K.
200K, yeah.
There's some stuff that I think that just shouldn't be made in the U.S. I mean, like, yes, it's a good idea to have jobs back in the U.S., but like, for example, like, I don't know, clothing or shoes or what, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's.
there's just so many factories in India, Cambodia, Vietnam, China that like make these things.
I don't know why we're trying to compete with them. We're trying to like outdo them. We're trying to bring it back just to make things more expensive.
And hot take, I don't think U.S. will make better clothes than your Vietnam.
100%
counterpart,
not.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we should bring back like high tech manufacturing, like chips, and like
Yeah.
if TSMC builds a factory in
Yeah.
whatever, Arizona.
Yeah, the TSMC
like, that's
stuff
good.
I
Yeah,
agree
that
with.
makes
Yeah.
high tech. And
Yeah.
even car company, I see a case where you want it
Yeah.
in U.S. because theoretically, if it's like a truck's assembly line in a wartime scenario, you can turn it into like a armored vehicle
Totally.
carrier.
Yes, I
And
get
if you
that,
have
yeah.
like, there's an argument like if you bring these Chinese cars make very cheap cars. Like I don't know,
Right.
like you can be like 10 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
for
the
car.
BYD 10K card that looks actually
Yeah.
so sick.
It looks pretty sick. And if
It
you
does look sick.
And I think America has very expensive cars. And if you say like the average car in America is like let's just say 30 grand.
Yeah.
But China is 10 grand. Trump and Republicans and Democrats probably want the cheaper car to come to the U.S. because you have more affordable options for Americans who are quite frankly struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can bring those Chinese vehicles to America, but you say, okay, you need to employ Americans, you need to build in America, employ Americans, then there isn't a case to be made where that should be allowed because you get good tech and you also hire American workers. And these American companies, if it's a joint venture with the Chinese, can learn how to build these good cars and put it into their own. So,
I mean, yeah, that all sounds so good, but so ideal. There's so much political issues with that. Like,
And-
there's so much hate around the world.
And I want us to take a step back and think about what importing stuff is. You're basically giving them a piece of paper that you said worth money at your country, and they're giving you an actual item. And you know, if you think about what they can do with that piece of paper, most likely the scenario is they will use that piece of paper to buy either capital goods, which is your stock or bond of your country,
Yeah.
or physical goods such as they buy shit from you or they buy land and shit off you. Like China owns a lot of U.S. farmland, but but like in a true war scenario, U.S. will just neutralize those land. Like fuck
take
you guys,
over,
we're taking it. Like honestly, like to me, you want to be an importer. As a first world country, you want to be an importer in a way because it leaves your citizen to be able to do much more. Like you have a higher satisfaction, like people living standards and happy satisfaction.
I guess
Yeah,
the problem, like the
yeah.
main problem with like Canada is that we are basically buying all our shit from abroad, but then abroad isn't really buying much shit from Canada. And so, like, I think that's like the big imbalance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like we sell what, our lumber, our water, and our oil. That's it.
And if we used to have people that would make like our shoes and clothes and hats and coats and all that kind of stuff, and now we decided to buy all that shit abroad, well, all those people in the factory who made the shoes and cars and coats and whatever, they no longer have a job.
See, the problem with
And then how are you going to get those people jobs and income if foreign goods in foreign countries like China aren't buying from Canada? So that's the big problem I find.
I just think that like
The jobs are just left basically.
well the basically what the United States did is that they traded their manufacturing jobs for tech jobs,
Yeah.
and they're now trying to kind of trade it back. But Canada, we traded our like natural resources jobs for nothing.
Yeah.
So there's no tech industry here. We're like high tech industry.
And you know what I
here.
find is funny? If you look at like how much China sells a lot of electronics, semis, whatever, all these components to America. What does America sell to China? Canola,
America,
Yeah,
America has nothing to
soybeans, yeah.
offer to China.
Fertilizer.
Like food, yeah.
Like food.
Like you would think, like, dude, what? Like, who's the third world country? Like, who is the?
Agreed.
Which country is behind here?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of tech coming in and a lot of just basic commodities is going out. So it's pretty. I don't know. I think America's in a tough situation, but I don't know. It has to be done, I guess, in some way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just gonna fall behind and end of an empire.
Yeah, and I guess from from a Canada standpoint, what kind of hurts is, in my opinion, we used to have a jet company. I forgot his name, but
Avro.
Avro, yeah, we poured that shit
we used to
out.
have a what?
We had an advanced aerospace company.
We had an advanced aerospace
No
company in
way.
the 80s.
Well,
we make our own
Bombardier,
jets. No,
no,
not
you don't want
Bombardier.
it,
It was
like
another
weaponry.
company. It was a
Wow.
weaponry for like actual fighter jets.
Yeah.
And then U.S. basically came and say, like, you don't need this shit, we'll protect you. And then we basically tear that company apart. We sold it to the U.S. All the
Sold
human
everything.
resource went to the U.S. They became Boeing or NASA.
Yeah.
And now we don't have a fighter jet or high tech military.
Yeah.
We
that
have-
can be an export from us, right?
Yeah.
Like realistically, sure, Bombardier just did their turnaround, but they focus on like business private
jets.
jets.
Yeah.
Right?
And they're like a shadow of what they were.
Yeah, they're a shadow.
yeah.
They sold all their other business, their rail business, their regional airline
Selling
business.
our the commercial jets business that they
Yeah.
sold, that was a
Yeah.
Canadian government should have blocked
Yeah,
that. In
like
my
as a
opinion.
Canadian, I feel like we should have. I'm not saying we should build a big military complex, but we should have some military manufacturing company, and we should grow that industry a touch more.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah,
don't even
yeah.
need this shit. We just sell it to European Union. We sell it to the Germans. We sell it to the Polish. All those kind of stuff. Sure, they have their own military defense, but maybe we can have a niche in maybe intel gathering or missiles or jets that we can sell to the.
That's the issue of Canada. We don't have a
Germans,
niche. We have
right?
our
And
oil.
yeah.
We got our farmlands, I guess, and
Like
that's
this-
kind of it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, all the business students that should be running these and making these companies are in finance.
Yeah, what the fuck are we
else is
doing?
saying, like,
What the
doing?
fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Dude, I'd say one of the ideas I had is like making a jet that can actually doesn't have to land at an airport, but it can basically land on a helipad. I think
What?
that would be one of the coolest, like a VTOL jet.
VTOL jet.
I think it has like it'll be so hard to make, but I think that if you can like hop on a jet on a Friday night,
Yeah.
and you can very quickly, if it's a supersonic jet, get to somewhere in the Caribbean or maybe get to somewhere in Europe,
Yeah.
and basically land at a helipad like close to your house.
Dude, what are you doing in finance? Can't
Dude, I'm thinking like this would be
Masters
like
in
the
aerospace
best
engineering.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Yeah.
I actually was gonna go into aerospace, but then I chose the pennies.
It is hilarious
Yeah.
though that you mentioned that like all the bright like minds of the world are now
Dude,
working at
100%
like
true.
hedge
So
funds
true.
and like
So true.
Like, dude, I think about it
So
sometimes.
true.
Dude,
It's-
here's a
yeah.
great story, dude. I was like I was sitting in my chair. So basically, this is like speaking of this brain drain kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm like at work one day, and I'm like on the phone with the client talking about FedEx. I'm pitching FedEx to him.
Yeah.
And on my Bloomberg screen in front of me, I'm looking at Elon Musk send a rocket ship
Yeah. To
up
the-
into space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, dude, what am I doing? Like, here I am trying
Yeah.
to take a client, put him in at like FedEx at 60, take him out at 80.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is like sending
Yeah.
a rocket ship to space. And it's all like perspective. Like, what am I doing here?
I agree.
I know.
I feel like it's kind of sad where like finance pays so well that people go into finance and not they're making actual shit that you can't invent civilization. There's something sad about
Sad.
Like I'm in it. Like I kind of wanted to do a little bit more like engineering CS, but once I realized, because my dad is in finance, and I realized how well finance paid. That's all I wanted to get into. It's kind of it's kind of sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is sad.
It is sad. Like I mean, I study CS, and here I am in finance. Like
But it's good because we've been in finance, and I feel like we should move in. Like we understand Canada now because we work in finance and we work in markets, and I feel like it would be cool to be an entrepreneur post finance. I think there's some people who leave finance become an entrepreneur. True. It's definitely like depends on if you are down to tolerate the risk. But I feel like I would love to give it a go. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah, and then honestly, a lot of traders goes into startups more than like your bankers.
Yeah.
Right? Like we take reasonable risk, we take calculated risk versus IB. Maybe it's more deal structuring and consulting work, advisory work, right?
Yeah.
But do you have any like venture or?
I do have one idea that I have.
Let's hear it.
It's basically, so I had a couple of ideas over the past like 2.5 years. And this most recent one, I feel pretty strongly about. I feel like if I had the money to hire front end back end developers, I could probably get it done. But story for another time. Like I feel like I want to flesh out the idea.
Okay, true.
Yeah. But I would say this. I definitely miss being an entrepreneur. I tried it in third year of school, and like it didn't work out that one time. It could be my fault. It also could be the market. But I do miss trying to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
The market crashed in 2022. It's been down since. So I feel like I have a bit of a chip on my shoulder because that real estate venture didn't work out.
You can always pick it back up at some point.
You can always pick it back up, and it's maybe I feel like it's a healthy chip on my shoulder because I like real estate a lot.
Yeah.
And I like being an entrepreneur. So I'd say TBD. I am thinking about it though. So hopefully my manager's not watching this. But yeah, man. I think we're coming up on like an hour and 10.
Wow.
Wow. Damn.
Good podcast.
I know.
Yeah,
that flew by.
That was quick.
That was quick. It felt like 15 minutes for me, right?
There's more to talk about too.
We should do this on like
Let's do a bi-weekly thing.
I think I'm down.
Shall we?
Dude, I'm so down.
Yeah.
We could do this bi-weekly.
Yeah. I just hop back on.
Well, in 2 weeks, that Sunday I'll be free. Let's do it again. Two Sundays from now.
Like I'll check my schedule, but I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Kevin is
maybe next 2 Sundays from now we can do this, and then the boys can go to like the beaches for a quick
Is that your girlfriend?
Yeah. No.
You have a girlfriend now?
No.
True.
Anyway. But I'm down, dude. Next Sunday, I'm in New York. The Sunday after that, I'm down.
All right. So
maybe we'll do it at Kevin's spot next time.
No.
By the way, we didn't even talk about this. Who is this?
This is Chaewon. And this is Yoonjin. I think they're like this girl band in Korea.
Big K-pop
Pretty
group.
big.
They're pretty hot, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. There's a reason we have this up there, eh?
Yeah.
I'm probably team
Chaewon. No.
Is this Chaewon?
That's Chaewon.
I'm team Chaewon.
Team Chaewon for sure.
Yeah.
Team Chaewon.
They're close. They're very close, but I'm team Chaewon.
Chaewon?
Yeah.
Team Chaewon.
Honestly, I feel like she might be a little bit more my type, but also Chaewon's like so popular. I'm gonna have to be Chaewon here.
Yeah.
All right, so
Cool.
I'll see you guys back in my place in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good episode.
Sick episode.